Close your eyes and imagine a land where the air smells of freshly baked stroopwafels, where bicycles outnumber people, and where every corner feels like a painting come to life. Welcome to the Netherlands, a country that doesn't just welcome you, it enchants you with its effortless charm, rich history, and a culture as vibrant as its tulip fields in spring. The Dutch way of life, where time slows down. In the Netherlands, life moves at the pace of a leisurely bike ride. Here, the rhythm of daily life is set by the gentle hum of bicycle bells, the clinking of coffee cups in sun-dappled terraces, and the laughter of friends sharing bitterballen at a Bruin Café, brown pub. The Dutch have mastered the art of gezelligheid, a word that doesn't just mean cozy, but a feeling of warmth, togetherness, and contentment. It's in the way strangers greet you with a smile, in the way families gather for Friday night frietjes met mayo, and in the way golden hour light dances on the canals, inviting you to slow down and savor the moment. This is a country where tradition and innovation walk hand in hand, where centuries-old windmills stand beside cutting-edge sustainable cities, where Van Gogh's starry skies inspire futuristic designs, and where every meal from herring to Gouda tells a story of heritage and pride. A feast for the senses, Dutch flavors and traditions. Let's talk about food because in the Netherlands, every bite is a celebration of simplicity and flavor. Picture this, a warm caramel-filled stroopwafel, freshly pressed and melting over your fingertips, a tangy bite of raw herring, a rite of passage for visitors, or a wedge of aged Gouda, its nutty richness paired perfectly with a sip of Jenever, Dutch gin. But Dutch cuisine isn't just about indulgence, it's about connection. It's the borrel culture, where friends gather for drinks and bites like bitterballen, crispy meatballs, and keisstengels, cheese sticks. It's the koffietijd, coffee time, where a slice of appeltaart, apple pie, becomes an excuse for an afternoon pause. And it's the pride in locally made treats, from syrup-filled pancakes to licorice that's unacquired taste. Nature's masterpiece, beyond the canals. Beyond the postcard-perfect canals, the Netherlands is a love letter to nature. Imagine endless fields of tulips in every hue, fiery reds, sunny yellows, and royal purples painting the landscape each spring. Or the Wadden Sea, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where seals bask on sandbanks and the tide reveals hidden walking paths. This is a country built in harmony with water. A third of it lies below sea level, a testament to Dutch ingenuity with dikes, polders, and floating houses. It's a place where you can bike through national parks, sail past medieval villages, or simply lose yourself in the serenity of a misty morning by a lake. The spirit of celebration. Dutch festivals and seasons. The Dutch know how to celebrate. Whether it's the Sea of Orange on King's Day, when the entire country turns into a giant flea market and party, or the magical winter days when canals freeze and everyone laces up their skates. There's the arrival of Sinterklaas in November, a tradition as cherished as Christmas, and the flower parades in April, where floats draped in blooms glide through towns. But the real magic? It's in the everyday moments. The gezellig glow of candles in a cafe on a rainy day, the joy of stumbling upon an open-air concert, or the thrill of finding the perfect vintage treasure at a local market. The Netherlands isn't just a destination, it's a feeling. It's the crunch of gravel under your bike tires, the taste of speculoos on your tongue, and the warmth of a gezellig evening with new friends. It's a country that invites you to wander, to wonder, and to fall in love with its quiet magic. A city built on 11 million wooden poles where bikes outnumber people, and every crooked house has a story whispering through its gables. Welcome to Amsterdam, where the 17th century shakes hands with modern magic and adventure lurks around every canal bend. The Beating Heart. Iconic landmarks with secrets. This isn't just any bell tower, it's the Westertoren, Amsterdam's tallest church spire. And hidden in its shadows, the secret attic where Anne Frank heard its chimes while writing her diary. Look closer at these leaning canal houses. Their gables aren't just pretty faces. Those hooks at the top, they're 400-year-old lifting systems to hoist furniture through windows because staircases, too narrow for Dutch directness. Even modern icons have drama. Those famous letters, the city removed them because love for Amsterdam shouldn't be selfied. It should be lived. Raw and real. Amsterdam's cultural soul. Forget the postcards. Real Amsterdam lives in places like Café Het Small, where the walls are stained with 200 years of pipe smoke and political debates. It's in the gezellig glow of candlelit winter evenings when locals share bitterballen and gossip. Food adventures. Beyond stroopwafels. Yes, we'll try stroopwafels, but let's be rebels. Ever had Bruges herring? It's raw herring you eat like a hot dog. Hold your nose, tilt your head, and swallow like a true Dutchie. Or kroketten from a Febo wall, because nothing says, I'm local, like grabbing a deep-fried snack from a vending machine at 2 a.m. And cheese, forget slices. Here we eat it in cubes with mustard because rules are for other countries. Festivals. When Amsterdam goes wild. Imagine 500,000 people in orange wigs floating on boats filled with beer. That's King's Day. But come winter, those same canals transform into a glowing art gallery during the Light Festival. Pro tip, the best parties? They're at Kringloopwinkels, thrift stores where DJs spin vinyl among secondhand treasures. And no, coffee shops aren't for caffeine, but the Cannabis Cup Festival, that's a story for part 2. Getting around. Insider hacks. Rule number 1, the bike lane is sacred. Cross it and you'll hear Dutch curses in 4K surround sound. Want to move like a local? Rent an Oma Fiat's, granny bike, but lock it with 2 chains. Thieves here are Olympians. Trams are easy. Just tap in, out. But the real magic? A canal bike? It's a paddle boat disguised as a bathtub. Because why walk when you can float? Sunset from a dam lookout swing, then cozy cafe lights reflecting in canals. Amsterdam doesn't give you postcards, it gives you stories. The kind you'll tell over Geneva shots, the kind that stick like bicycle tire marks on your soul. So, ready to get lost? This isn't your grandma's Europe. No cobblestones, no fairy tale spires, just a skyline that looks like a sci-fi movie set. Welcome to Rotterdam, where they bombed the past to build the future, and damn does it look good. Architectural shock and awe. Oh look, another European city with a cute old square. Psych. Rotterdam got flattened in World War II and said, let's get weird. These yellow cubes, their houses tilted on their heads because normal is boring. That market hall? It's got an 11,000 square foot fruit and sex mural on the ceiling. Yes, really, spot the hidden Adam and Eve. Pro tip, visit the show cube after 3 Geneva shots. It'll make the wonky floors feel artistic. Grit and glory. The real Rotterdam. Forget Amsterdam's postcard perfection. Rotterdam's soul lives in places like the Phoenix Food Factory, a warehouse where butchers, brewers, and tattoo artists share tables. This is where dock workers and DJs clink beers, where gezellig means your sneakers stick to the floor. They call this the Manhattan on the Maas, but trust me, New York wishes it had this much street cred. Food that punches back. You want Dutch pancakes? Go to Amsterdam. Here we eat like we're in a dare. The Kapsalon? It's a kebab shop's revenge on diets. Fries, donor meat, cheese, and garlic sauce baked into a heart attack. The stroopwafels? They're made by grandmas who could out-wrestle a Viking. And those bitterballen? Crunchy outside, lava inside. Dutch roulette. Will it burn your tongue or your dignity? Festivals that break the rules. Rotterdam doesn't do cute festivals. The Summer Carnival? It's Rio's wild cousin with steel drums and sequins. The International Film Festival? They screen movies in junkyards. And the fishing days? Imagine a mosh pit, but with fish. Even their heritage sites come with bass drops. Transport. Future meets chaos. Getting around here is an extreme sport. The trams, silent killers, the bikes, they're basically missiles with handlebars. And the water taxis. It's Uber meets speed too. Hold your wig. Want to ride like a pro? Buy the Ret Day ticket and pray you don't take the metro to nowhere. Rotterdam doesn't seduce you. It grabs you by the collar and screams, "Look at me!" And you will, again and again. This isn't just any government town. Behind these palace walls, kings make deals, spies trade secrets, and rebels once stormed parliament with pitchforks. Welcome to The Hague, where power meets paradise and every cobblestone hides a story. Royal whispers and political thrillers. See that Knight's Hall? They've crowned kings here since 1248, but the real drama happens next door. That unassuming building? It's the Torrentje, where the Dutch PM works. Legend says a tunnel connects it to the royal palace, just in case. And these walls? They've seen coups, protests, and that time in 1650 when soldiers crashed parliament on horseback. The Hague doesn't do boring politics. Beachside Bohemia, The Hague's split personality. One side, international law. The other side, fish stalls and beach clubs. The Hague's secret? It's a bureaucratic beast that moonlights as a seaside rebel. Where else can you watch a UN ambassador queue for deep-fried kibbeling, or see a princess shopping at the Haagse Markt between royal duties? Food fit for spies and kings. Forget Amsterdam's tourist traps. The Hague eats like it's got something to hide. These Haagse hapjes? Invented when a count's coffee went cold and sparked a 200-year sugar rush. That stinky herring? It's how locals spot outsiders. Real Hague natives eat it standing up, no napkins. And these 30-dish Indonesian feasts, left over from when The Hague was the colonial capital. Now they're the city's best-kept food secret. Festivals, from war crimes to beach parties. One day it's nuclear disarmament talks. The next, 250,000 people moshing to Dutch rock. The Hague's calendar swings from the International Criminal Court's trials to the North Sea Jazz Festival's sax solos. Our advice? Time your visit for Prinsjesdag when the king rolls up in a golden carriage with a briefcase full of budget secrets. Moving like a shadow. Transport secrets. Trams here aren't just transport, they're time machines. Line 1 takes you from medieval squares to Soviet-style embassies in 15 minutes. That bike lane? It leads to a beach the tourists never find. Pro tip, buy the day ticket and ride to Delft for free after 6 p.m. The conductors won't tell you, but I just did. Sunset over the Peace Palace reflecting in its moat, then sudden cut to fireworks exploding over Scheveningen. The Hague plays chess while others play checkers. It's a city of whispered power and shouted beachside joy. Which side will you choose?
Hi, how are you? Beneath the towering Dom Tower lies a secret world. Twisting canals with doors leading nowhere. Medieval wharves turned into sunken terraces, and a clock that's been counting time since 1390. This isn't just another Dutch city. This is Utrecht, where every brick whispers a story. The Dom Tower and its fallen sister. Meet Utrecht's skyline queen, the 112-meter Dom Tower. Climb its 465 steps, and you'll find something shocking. The cathedral it was attached to is missing. One summer night, a tornado ripped through the church, leaving this tower standing alone like a stone sentinel. The rubble? Locals stole it to build houses. Talk about recycling. Every Saturday, these bells ring out a 400-year-old melody. But listen closely for the rogue note added in 1663 to annoy the bishop. The wharf sellers, Utrecht's underground life. While Amsterdam's canals are for postcards, Utrecht's are for living. These wharf sellers? They were medieval loading docks, until rebels turned them into speakeasies during the Protestant Reformation. Today, they hide specialty coffee roasters, clandestine jazz clubs, and the Dickens Bar, where the gin flows like it's 1899. Food myths and midnight snacks. Forget Amsterdam's tourist waffles. Here we feast on spiced Utrechtse spritzen, so buttery they crumble at a glance. And these? The Broodje Mario, a 3 a.m. miracle of schnitzel, satay sauce, and questionable life choices. Even the Queen's Guards sneak here after hours. And yes, we invented stroopwafels, but ours come with a secret. Lick the caramel before it sets for maximum stickiness. Festivals, when the city goes wild. When night falls on King's Eve, Utrecht transforms. The canals become liquid gold during Lichtjesavond, then explode into orange madness as DJs spin on barges. But the real magic? The world's oldest instruments, dueling with techno at hidden courtyard concerts. Shh, the best shows aren't on the program. Transport, bike alchemy and secret passages. Utrecht moves at pedal speed. These bike lanes, they cut through shopping malls and parking garages like an underground railroad for cyclists. Want insider routes? Follow the Utrechtse sneltram tracks to find graffiti tunnels even Google Maps misses. And this station? It hides a 12,500 bike mega garage with a repair cafe run by ex-convicts. Only in Utrecht. Utrecht doesn't dazzle you, it draws you in. Through hidden doors, down spiral staircases, into stories that linger like caramel on your fingers. Welcome to Haarlem, one of the Netherlands' most enchanting cities. Just a short train ride from Amsterdam, this place is packed with history, culture, and some of the coziest vibes you'll ever experience. Stick around, because today we're uncovering Haarlem's must-see spots, delicious foods, and fascinating secrets that even some locals don't know. Grote Markt, the heart of Haarlem. Let's start at the Grote Markt, Haarlem's lively central square. Surrounded by stunning historic buildings, this is where the city comes alive. The giant St. Bavo Church dominates the skyline. Did you know its tower was once a navigation point for ships? And right in front, you'll find the iconic statue of Laurens Janszoon Koster, a man some claim invented the printing press before Gutenberg. Though, well, the Germans might disagree. Frans Hals Museum, Art and Golden Age Glory. Art lovers, this one's for you. The Frans Hals Museum celebrates Haarlem's Golden Age, named after the famous Dutch master who painted lively group portraits. But here's a fun fact. Hals was known for throwing wild parties and even got in trouble for it. Maybe that's why his paintings feel so full of life. Tyler's Museum, the oldest museum in the Netherlands. Step into the Tyler's Museum, the oldest in the country, where science and art collide. Founded in 1784, it's like a cabinet of curiosities. Think fossils, rare books, and even early electrical experiments. Back then, people thought electricity was pure magic, and honestly, I still do when my phone battery dies. The Windmill de Adriaan, iconic and scenic. No Dutch city is complete without a windmill. Meet de Adriaan, perched beautifully along the Sparny River. Built in 1778, it's been rebuilt after a fire, and today you can tour inside to see how flour was made. Plus, the view from here? Absolutely wonderful. Jopenkerk, a church-turned-brewery. Now, here's a twist. A church that became a brewery. Jopenkerk serves Haarlem's best craft beers in a former chapel. They even brew beer from 1501 recipes. Cheers to that. Or as the Dutch say, Proost. Collaborated us try Haarlem foods. After all that exploring, you'll need fuel. Try Haarlemmer Hapje, a coffee-flavored candy invented for a sleep-deprived Dutch count. Stampot, a hearty mash of potatoes and veggies, perfect for chilly days. Fresh stroopwafels, crispy waffle cookies with caramel, best enjoyed warm from the market. Festivals and events. Haarlem knows how to party. Don't miss Haarlem Jazz Festival, summer, one of Europe's big. Bloemen Corso, April. a stunning flower parade from Noordwijk to Haarlem. Sinterklaas arrival, November, a magical Dutch holiday tradition. Getting around Haarlem. The best way to explore? Walk or bike like a true Dutchie. The city is compact and rentals are easy. Prefer wheels? Trams and trains connect you to Amsterdam in just 15 minutes. Haarlem is more than just a pretty face. It's a city with stories, flavors, and a whole lot of charm. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your bike, your camera, and your appetite. Adventure awaits. Welcome to Maastricht, the oldest city in the Netherlands and a place where history, culture, and mouth-watering food collide. Nestled between Belgium and Germany, this city has a unique vibe you won't find anywhere else. Stick around because today we're diving into Maastricht's must-see spots, fascinating secrets, and the best ways to experience this Dutch gem. Vrijthof Square, the beating heart of Maastricht. Let's start at the Vrijthof, Maastricht's most famous square. Surrounded by grand historic buildings, this is where the city comes alive with festivals, concerts, and cozy terraces. The two towering churches here, St. Servaas and St. Jan, have an epic rivalry. One is red, the other white, and legend says they represent the eternal struggle between good and evil. Talk about dramatic architecture. St. Servaas Basilica, a saint's final resting place. Step inside St. Servaas Basilica, one of the oldest churches in the Netherlands. It holds the tomb of St. Servatius, who died here in 384 AD. But here's the wild part. Pilgrims believed his relics had healing powers, so they'd crawl through a tiny underground passage to touch his grave. Imagine doing that today for Wi-Fi signal. The underground caves of Maastricht, a labyrinth of secrets. Beneath Maastricht lies a hidden world, the northern caves, Grote Noord. These man-made tunnels stretch over 80 kilometers and were used to mine limestone. But during World War II, they became a secret shelter, hiding priceless artworks, including Rembrandt's Night Watch, from the Nazis. Some say ghosts of the past still wander here. Spooky. The Bonnefontaine Museum, art with a twist. Art lovers, meet the Bonnefontaine Museum, a futuristic spaceship-looking building filled with medieval sculptures and modern masterpieces. The name Bonnefontaine means good children, but don't let that fool you. Some of these artworks are delightfully weird. The Helpoort, the oldest surviving city gate in the Netherlands. This is the Helpoort, Hell's Gate, built in 1229. Back then, it was the last line of defense against invaders. Today, a perfect Instagram spot. But watch out. Locals say it's haunted by a headless soldier. Though honestly, after a few Belgian beers, you might see anything. Must try Maastricht foods. Now, let's talk food. Because Maastricht does it right. Try these. Limburgse vlaai. A sweet, fruity pie so good, wars were almost fought over it. Okay, not really, but it's that delicious. Zoervleis, a tangy, slow-cooked meat stew that's pure comfort food. Frietjes from Rijts, voted the best fries in the Netherlands. Pro tip. Festivals and events. Maastricht knows how to party. Don't miss. Carnaval, February. The city transforms into a sea of costumes, music, and chaos. The Dutch call it the craziest party of the year, and they're right. Magical Maastricht, December. Christmas markets, ice skating, and twinkling lights everywhere. TFAF, Art Fair, March, where billionaires buy million-euro paintings like it's grocery shopping. Getting around Maastricht. The best way to explore? Walk. The city center is super compact. For longer trips, rent a bike. Because Netherlands. Buses are efficient, and trains connect you to Belgium in just 30 minutes. Fancy a boat ride? Cruise the Meuse River for stunning views. Sunset over the Meuse River, bridges glowing. Maastricht is more than just history. It's a city of flavors, legends, and unforgettable moments. So pack your curiosity and your appetite. Adventure awaits.